Everybody there? Hello? Hello Eindhoven, hello Tidose, how are you going? Yeah. Cool. Lovely to have you here. My name is Matt Rechenburg. I'm the project manager of the openQRM data center and cloud project. Who of you heard already something about openQRM? There are a few. Today I would like to give you a more detailed introduction about what we are doing with openQRM and how you can actually benefit with your business from our software. I'm going to start.
Switch on your microphone.
Okay. This I already said. I'm a technical advisor for the openQRM Enterprise GmbH too. A short thing before we actually start. The openQRM project, as you may know, is a fully open source project. It's GPL2 licensed. You can download it at SourceForge. It's completely free, available there. And the latest version there is the 5.1 openQRM release, which we from the openQRM Enterprise company sponsored through the community like almost a year ago. And just a few things about our software releases. The community release is released about every year. And it contains almost the full stack, but a limited edition of features regarding to the enterprise version, which comes with some like business extra add-ons, especially for infrastructure as a service and cloud computing. So you may feel free to test or to evaluate the community edition at any time. We are just short before a completely new major release, the 5.2 version. And if you are interested, I would really like to recommend get a free evaluation from the openQRM Enterprise version, because this is actually what is going to be released as 5.2 also for the community version in a short amount of time. It should be, we are calculating about the next month for it. So if you're interested after this talk in like getting your own hands-on openQRM, we are there to help you, and get a free evaluation version from us. No costs involved, no hassles. We don't play games with you. We just want you to be able to test it in the right way. So there are a few people already know or have heard about openQRM. What is openQRM in general? Most people think we are cloud infrastructure as a service. Okay, yes we are. Some people think we are a monitoring framework for IT services. Yes, we also do this. Some other think we are a pure deployment or virtualization manager. And yes, this is also true. So we have looked into data centers of all kinds for different customers, and we have seen that there are a lot of differences in how they are organized. What we build with openQRM and now have really successfully implemented in the 5.1 and an upcoming 5.2 version is to have a complete abstraction of your whole data center and IT services in a way that you have that you can have a single management console which combines all your either integrated tools or third-party tools or your custom scripts or monitoring solution which you develop by yourself and you don't want to lose. So openQRM is a platform which allows you to do much more efficient administration. This is the one thing. This is the data center part, how we call it. And the other thing is, independent of what you are doing in the data center part, like if you're using VMware, if you're using KVM, if you're using LXC containers or whatever, we don't care. If you use different storage types like ZFS, iSCSI, SAN, NAS or whatever, we don't care. We simply support every of those options. And independently from what you are doing in the data center, we have a cloud add-on for your infrastructure which automatically, without any additional configuration or changing in your data center, in your infrastructure, can adopt this or can offer any kind of your data center services as a pure self-service infrastructure as a service cloud service. That means with the cloud add-on on top of your existing data center, you can have your external or internal customers, like the people who are really using the service in your data center, and hook them up directly in the same way as, for example, with OpenStack, and let them deploy and manage the system on their own with a friendly new user interface for this cloud portal. There was a question already?
Yeah, in front of the room is stick on the door at this time in the cloud with Android and OpenStack, but you talk all the time about openQRM.
Exactly, and I come to the point exactly because we have the infrastructure to also manage your OpenStack cloud. Who's using OpenStack in this room? Who made some experience with OpenStack? One, okay, not very, two, okay. So when you look, let's come to the point very soon. I just want to give a short overview what openQRM is and how we can manage your Android and OpenStack environments with that. So, just a moment. Regarding the title of the talk, you're right. I'm skipping this like longer introduction, make it a bit shorter. We make system administrators efficient. That's our goal. Okay, this is empty. The management software, the framework I'm talking about, is not only for managing virtual machines, but also for bare metal systems. That means when you, for example, look at an OpenStack infrastructure, you have a controller, you have a storage, one or more storage services, you have compute nodes, and so on. And normally those are configured and installed on bare metal systems, right? So to bring up your OpenStack infrastructure, we provide you with an automatic workflow to discover your bare metal systems in your data center, to assign them to their right task, meaning it's a compute node or it's a controller, for example, and then to deploy them automatically with additional features. Like, for example, when you run OpenStack or any other kind of private cloud infrastructure, the backend services, it's just like your regular data center. Yeah? They are physical service, they need to be installed. They also should be monitored. They also should be documented. You all know how important IT documentation, for example, is. And all those additional tasks up to a full automatic operating system installation and also high availability out of the box is supported and possible to do it with the openQRM framework. So it's basically not only about to like set up an OpenStack environment once, but also to administrate your cloud backend. And as for OpenStack and Eucalyptus and also public cloud infrastructures like Amazon EC2, openQRM unifies the management for this administration in virtual machines of any type. So if you are choosing OpenQRM for your infrastructure, it is the same workflow to create an OpenStack virtual machine compared to a VMware virtual machine or a KVM virtual machine or even a LXC container. I come now very soon to the points where we actually go more into the OpenStack thing. We are focused right now on VMware and KVM as a virtualization provider, additional to the hybrid and private cloud providers, Eucalyptus, OpenStack, and Amazon. So We provide a virtual machine administration manager for KVM and VMware with different network and storage options which are then supported. This is basically the KVM installation option where you can create a virtual machine with. We have for our console access, we have a VNC plugin in there, so if you bring up an OpenStack system, you also can connect this via the openQRM server easily. So this is an interesting thing. It can be used, or it's part of the automatic installation infrastructure. We have the capability to automatic install bare metal systems with a host operating system, and additionally on top of that have an application configuration management with either Puppet or Ansible, where we provide recipes to assign those bare metal systems as OpenStack components. So that's the wrong one. Okay, so this, for example, here it's not an OpenStack system, but with the same hybrid cloud integration, we are also capable to manage your Amazon machines here on EC2. And for example, this is a system which is deployed from openQRM with a complete generic workflow and accessible via VNC directly to the console. Same, I said it already, we are looking at supporting different virtualization types, which is fine. And we are also looking now especially into the hybrid cloud options. One hybrid cloud option is of course OpenStack. It's currently the most hyped private cloud infrastructure solution existing. We position ourselves compared to OpenStack or Eucalyptus as we are not just cloud. We are much more than just cloud. A private cloud, as we know it currently, is the opportunity for an end user to automatically create a virtual machine on its own and do a limited amount of administration on top of it. What we are doing is we are using our openQRM cloud infrastructure as a service portal. And you can put this on top of any other private cloud or public cloud infrastructure. That means, for example, if you're looking at OpenStack, there are billing systems for OpenStack. The simplest thing is to use openQRM cloud on top of OpenStack and use the included billing system in openQRM, and you are done. And it's nothing simpler than integrate your OpenStack controller with the API endpoints for the different web services with your openQRM system. And as I said, we are not only focused on OpenStack, but we are much wider open, and we see the full bandwidth of your data center services. As I said, for Amazon, EC2 and S3 is completely supported and included. This is also an Amazon machine brought up via the openQRM main controller. For private cloud options, we have, as I said, OpenStack and Eucalyptus as potential resource provider. And now the question, the hot IT news are not really displayed well. Anyway, Heise reported that with our latest release, we have integrated the support for OpenStack in openQRM Cloud. And people were asking, openQRM, this is already cloud, right? And why you are integrating OpenStack with it? We have a plain answer for that. We are looking at a much higher level from the data center. And OpenStack is for us, it's a tool which is especially good for private cloud deployments. But for other purposes, it may not fit. But for private cloud, it's perfect. We see those tools just as components which we can integrate in our basic and generic openQRM framework to give them the right aspect. That means the tool sits in a chain of other tools at the right place, and it can do the right action at the right time. And this makes the whole thing efficient. And the whole tool chain, which is organized by openQRM, it gives you the opportunity to automate this whole chain to 100%, and not only to 99.5 or 99.9%. Because when you're looking at your own infrastructure as a service framework, independently what kind of backend of OpenStack or a VMware virtualization provider or a KVM provider as the backend, you still need to administrate IT, and this is much more or less always the same. You always need to look at the same systems like networking. You need to look at backup and restore. You need to look at monitoring, system and service monitoring, application deployment, and documentation. And those are the basic subsystems which we throw the tools in to automate them. Cool. Some more details. Let me zip. Some more details especially about the OpenStack integration. We have done some evaluation before we have integrated OpenStack as additional cloud provider next to Amazon and Eucalyptus, which were already in there before. And there are a small set of libraries and tools which try to like abstract cloud providers' APIs in a common way. And we have selected, after lots of tests, we have selected the Apache libcloud project, which currently supports up to 25 different public and private cloud providers. Who of you know that there is a Fujitsu cloud? Okay, IBM cloud, yeah, some more, but there are not only Amazon and Azure and Rackspace. There are about like 25 to 30 different public cloud providers, which do not all care about like pure storage, but also about infrastructure as a service, meaning VM deployment and system automation. So we have chosen libcloud because we have seen that it's way easy to add new cloud providers also, and we developed an own set of libcloud command line tools for OpenStack. The reason for that is that openQRM is, I always say, it's not a tool. A program for a specific, to solve a specific problem. It's written in a complex way to solve this problem. You put data in, you get data out, everything is fine. A framework, a platform, what we provide with openQRM, it must be transparent for you. It's a whole different, because you need to administrate it. You need to run all your data center services. And in any case something goes wrong, you want to know directly what goes wrong and why it goes wrong. And this is what we do with openQRM. Most of the tasks and actions on openQRM are pure command line tools which are being executed on a shell. So independently, what goes wrong, you will be able to fully debug any kind of action and see what's actually the matter of it. If the network connection breaks between a controller and a host, the controller won't be able to drive the host. So you won't get the VM out of it. But why is the question? So as soon as you're able to recognize why it fails, you're much more easily able to solve the problem and to fix the error. So as I said, we have a model in openQRM which is based on a server object where different sub-objects which contains different sub-objects. One of them is the resource, and for us, an instance on an OpenStack cluster or on an OpenStack cloud is just an openQRM resource which you can attach to an image, and the AMI in your OpenStack cloud is abstracted in openQRM as the openQRM image. So it's basically we just map the variable objects in the different infrastructures. Okay. So why it makes sense to run openQRM on top of OpenStack? So we enhance OpenStack with different features which are not like in the vanilla distribution. There are of course lots of tools around OpenStack already. What we aim is to provide a full management suite and platform for your OpenStack backend and an abstraction for a nested multi-cloud. So the first what we add is, for example, the automatic billing system. We have something which is similar like a prepaid system in openQRM, which you simply put as a layer on top of OpenStack. The same with high availability in openQRM. High availability is built into the architecture and the model. That means for us, high availability is a checkbox. It's a feature which is built in, and if you want a high availability virtual machine, you just click a checkbox. It's actually an additional cloud product where you also can like earn money from. Automatic monitoring. So everybody runs thousands of VMs in a huge public or private cloud. Who's going to monitor this? Somebody needs to monitor this because you first want to know what the users are doing, and the users may want to know when something is not working anymore as they expected. So we add, as an additional layer on top of OpenStack, we add automatic monitoring. Similar to the automatic app deployment, which we provide with Ansible and Puppet, we have built in the application deployment also in the cloud portal as a product. So what you can do, who's using Puppet? Hello? Who's using Puppet? Okay, some. Who's using Ansible? Okay, at least somebody. Ansible is coming. It's getting more attention. So if you have already existing Puppet or Ansible recipes, it's as simple as throwing in your existing recipes in a pre-made, automatic created subversion directory from openQRM, and your recipes will be automatically cloud products, where you can set a price at your script. If somebody runs this script, it will cost something for him per hour or what you want. Automatic documentation is always like is a kind of killer feature to my mind, because when I'm looking at workshops at customers, I'm always looking around who's doing the documentation, and it's often a guy who is not really like the fan doing it and writing into Excel sheets and stuff like that. But we have integrated with an IT documentation tool. It's called iDoIt, and if you just enable this in openQRM as an additional plugin, everything will be just documented automatically in the moment you are creating a new virtual machine, you are removing a virtual machine, or you are changing anything in your infrastructure. So if your boss comes in and say, if you're working at the documentation, we have even a button for you which just scans the whole infrastructure and updates the documentation accordingly to that. So basically you can say, yes, I just clicked the button, and that's it. One thing, it's the nested multi-cloud. What we can do with openQRM, as I said, we have a model of a resource provider, which can either be a virtualization technology, it can be a bare metal system, or it can also be a cloud provider, like Amazon, OpenStack, Eucalyptus. So what we can do is we can have a nested multi-cloud, which is kind of cool because you can combine all those different providers inside one cloud portal and have one generic overview about all your virtual machine deployment for your end users. That means they can choose if they want to run an OpenStack virtual machine, a public virtual machine on Amazon, or a local virtual machine on your data center on a KVM or a VMware host. Yeah, there are some screenshots missing. I'm very sorry. I'm not sure why this is so. Okay. This is an OpenStack controller, which in the screenshots before we have assigned a Puppet recipe, an OpenStack cloud Puppet recipe to a physical system and install it. And this is basically the last pictures telling your OpenStack cloud deployed and managed by openQRM is now ready, and it was just a few mouse clicks. Okay. This was what I just said, openQRM Cloud as customer fronted for OpenStack. We make any kind of cloud provider supported by openQRM and virtualization managers conform and unified for the end users. What we also do and support is a model similar to Amazon to have different availability zones or even different organization zones. This is an add-on for openQRM, which is called openQRM Cloud. Cloud Zones, excuse me. It's called openQRM Cloud Zones, and it's basically it's a single front end for different openQRM cloud installations, which are then interfaced via the cloud API provided by openQRM itself. It means you have one single front end for like 5, 10, or even more different cloud environments managed by openQRM, and all those the customers which are logged into the central cloud portal, they will see what is available with their permissions in every of the zones. So the zones can also be logical zones. It depends on how you want to organize. You can map it to your organizational topology, for example. They can also be in different locations. And what I just said, we also act as a billing system for different cloud providers. Okay, now we come to the Android support. This is the second cool thing which we just added to the latest openQRM Enterprise Edition. This is sadly not yet available in the Community Edition, but it will be available in the 5.2 release coming soon. So, who's using an Android phone from you? I guess most of you. Okay, cool. You love apps, I guess, because they make your life easier. So people are developing lots of apps. Apps also need, they're like programs. They need to be QA'd, they need to be tested, and then fixed, and then tested again, and so on. The usual software development cycle. And well, we found out the best way to deal with that is to allow developers and quality assurance to assign their own systems and their own machines and provision and manage them by themselves to allow them to really efficiently program and test those applications for, like in this case, at the Android platform. So when we look at Android, it's based on Linux. It's something like Linux. Looks like something like Linux. It looks a bit different. Tools are slightly different. Still, with full virtualization, virtual machine manager like VMware, or also KVM with certain command line options and enabled features there. You can meanwhile also run Android operating system in KVM or VMware, for example. We have especially looked at KVM and have made the KVM support in openQRM to make it compatible with the Android operating system, which we did successfully. And in the same way, in the same moment in the openQRM framework, the Android OS then also became available in the openQRM Cloud option. That means if you have app development for Android, you can simply create an account for your developers on the openQRM Cloud, and they with like 2 or 3 mouse clicks, they get a fresh deployed Android system where they can get VNC access, or they can have direct access with the VM Android emulator, for example. But with this, Android runs natively on a virtual machine, and it's not emulated. It's very fast, and you can then start QAing and deploying your applications to it, and after that destroy it and redo it, destroy it and redo it until it fits. So what we support is the current latest 4.3 and 4.4. I guess it's already available. 4.4 is I think the last Android release which we tested. And some screenshots again. What is that? Let me quickly reload this. I think there are some screenshots missing. I still have some time left. Questions so far? Who's going to be interested in testing this tool? Yeah, there are a few. Feel free to contact my colleague Candid. He's sitting over there for a free evaluation version. We have some cool evaluation bundles and also how-tos, lots of how-tos for that, helping to get the entry point good. Okay. I didn't load the screenshots. Sorry about it. Yeah. Then I'm almost ran already through this presentation. Again, are there questions so far? Then it may be a good time to stand them to get them now. No? Okay. One additional thing what I would like to explain in that is when we look at especially OpenStack, the infrastructure around OpenStack is growing. That means what you see is a growing number of tools and programs around OpenStack to cope with different features. I said billing, for example, there are a few billing plugins out there. That is so because OpenStack is still evolving and very much. That means it's currently still changing very much. When you look at the Havana release, they claimed that they currently don't have an update function for updating Havana to Icehouse, but now in Icehouse it's there. They have an update feature, which is good. Still, there are a lot of changes, still also on the API level, that it's quite hard for external projects to deal with it and be always with the latest API changes. That's exactly the reason why we choose libcloud, the Apache libcloud project, to simply move the responsibility to change, to adapt all the API changes in a fast way to the libcloud project. So, good. I'm ready so far. If there are no questions, I would like to say many thanks to you. I hope you enjoyed the talk, and I wish you many thanks and a joyful Saturday and Sunday at TDOSA. Thank you very much.